All right, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. I'm Jason, speaking to you in my parents' basement in the great state of Kansas. And we're back for another album exchange with Adam from What the Gym and Jacob Martin from Jacob Martin. We review six albums that six of us have recommended, basically, or have picked and review them. We're going to review three of them today. Because we also have Briar from Briar's Music Showcase, Scott from Sound Lab Studios, and Nick from Townsend 505 are part of the group, and they do theirs on a different channel on Townsend 505. So we'll review three of them today, and then the other three on another time. But I don't know. We've been doing this for a little while now. I don't know how many times we've done this now, but it feels like we've done it for almost a year now. Me and Adam have.
Yeah,
I think I started at the beginning of the year, so it's probably been like half a year or something.
I think this is our 11th one.
11th one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of one of our members, Scott.
What's up?
What's up?
All right, so three albums we're reviewing today. We got Briar's Choice, which is Private Dancer by Tina Turner. We have Adam's Choice, Razorlight by Razorlight. And then we got my choice, which is Anatomy of the Tongue in Cheek by Relient K. So those three albums we're going to go through one by one. Kind of tell our thoughts and then our favorite songs and score of those albums, I guess. See how many of us, and some of us will give it 10s and some will give it 1s. You never know. You never know if they're good albums or not. You might be like, wow, that sounds like a great album. Then you'll hear someone else go, oh, it sounds like a terrible album. Like, I don't know what to think.
Yeah, that's what happened last month with Newton Faulkner.
Yes, and I have a CD now. I
Yeah,
have his album.
because you got like Adam and Jason are like amazing album. You got Nick who gave it a 1 out of 10, and then I was probably the most mixed of the bunch. I'm like, it's all right.
You're like in the middle. Yeah.
I gave it like a 6.
Yeah, it's a craziness of all of it.
Yeah, I was giving it a 10 and Nick giving it a 1.
Yeah.
It's like a complete different album.
So we'll be interested in seeing if we have any consistency this time around. You never know. But we're going to go, first album we're going to review is Briar's Choice, which is Private Dancer by Tina Turner, which came out in 1984. So I was about 1 year old when this came out. Got Mike here. Three legends.
Mike.
I don't know about no legend, but hey, Mike.
So we'll go to Adam first and Jacob, then myself, and talk about this album, Private Dancer. What do you think, Adam?
Well, I've actually got it on vinyl next to me here.
Oh.
But that was prior to reviewing the album, because I actually had it. Yep, I got it a couple of months ago at one of the record stores near me. I bought it because I knew quite a few of the songs from it. I think it was a comeback album. I think this one, but yeah, it's got 10 songs. Because we're doing the international version of the album. So you start off with "I Might Have Been Queen." I think that's a really good way to start the album. I think such a really good job on that one. But the next track on the album, I think this should be the opener. That's What's Love Got to Do with It. One of her biggest songs. It's one of my favorite songs of hers. Yeah, I really love it. It's a classic, sort of mid-80s song. Just I love everything about it. It's one of the catchiest songs on the album as well.
Yeah.
Then you got the song "Show Some Respect." I think that one's really, really fun. Especially love the chorus on that one. And then you got "I Can't Stand the Rain." Yeah, another really good song on the album. Another one of the more catchier ones. Especially I love the horns on it, and the whole production on that one. And the first side with the title track, "Private Dancer." which is written by Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits.
Oh, the guitar player.
Yep. I think he was originally going to have it in one of his albums, but he gave it to Tina Turner instead. And I really love this one. I think she does a really excellent job on it. I love the whole instrumentation, and yeah, I think it's a really excellent song. It's also the longest song on the album. It's over 7 minutes long, but it never feels like that for me though. Then you got the song "Let's Stay Together." I think that was a really good way of starting the second side of the album. It wasn't one of my favorite songs on the album, but I still did really enjoy it. Then you got the song "Better Be Good to Me." Yeah, I thought that one was really great. I think probably yes, I'd say it's probably in the top half of the album for me. Then you got "Steel Claw," probably the rockiest song on the album.
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, it's probably my least favorite song on the album.
Really?
I think it goes to show I'm more into ballads than rockers when it comes to Tina Turner. And then you got the song "Help." Oh God, we got a dog barking now.
Hear my dogs barking up.
Just give me a sec.
Yeah, I can hear my parents' dogs are barking upstairs.
Yeah.
They at anything they hear.
Hey. This is the dog show. All right. I don't know.
That's why I do these in the basement.
Yeah, at least you have a basement.
She's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the song "Help," which is of course the cover for the Beatles song "Help" from 1965. She makes it into a complete different song. She makes it her own here. It's not like the country up tempo version that you get from the Beatles, but it's a very slow ballad-like song. I think she does a brilliant rendition of it. The final song on the album, I think this was also a cover because it was written by David Bowie. It's called 1984, which makes sense why she recorded this because she recorded it in 1984.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good way of ending the album. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid song. But as my top three, number three is "Help." I really loved her version of it. But number two is "What's Love Got to Do with It," and number one, "Private Dancer."
Okay.
Yeah, and go with the singles, my two favorites. And as for rating, I'm going to give it a 9.25. Yeah, it's the only Tina Turner album I've heard of her. I'm not sure what her other big albums are, but I think this is her biggest selling album.
I'm guessing this is her big album. Yeah.
Yeah. This,
The only
as far as I know, this is her big album.
big
And I'm
solo
actually
album.
going to a Tina Turner tribute next week.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So, yeah, perfect time to talk about Tina Turner.
Yeah. Perfect time.
Get in the Tina Turner mood. Ready for next week.
Let's see, from the Diamond Dogs album, Bowie intended that to be the main theme to a concept album, talking to the story of Orwell's 1984, but that turned into Diamond Dogs. Rebel Rebel was another song. From the planned concept album that carried over. So 1984. Yeah, 1984, of course, yeah, has so much meaning to it because of the book and everything and Big Brother. That.
Yeah, I think even listening to the song, I'm like, is this about the book 1984? When I was listening to it, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. What do you think, Jacob?
All right, so Private Dancer, this, as already mentioned, was Tina Turner's comeback album. Before this, she was primarily best known for being in a duo, Ike and Tina Turner. They were pretty big in the throughout the 60s and into the 70s. Like they did that awesome cover of Proud Mary by originally from CCR. Another great Ike and Tina song I really love is River Deep Mountain High, which is produced by Phil Spector. That wall of sound that's in that is amazing if you've not listened to that song. But Ike wasn't really a good guy. He abused her a lot. And Ike and Tina parted ways. And when they parted ways, Tina struggled to have a solo career after that because I think Ike had all the money and stuff. But Tina did bounce back in 1984 with this album, and the rest is history. And now people just think of Tina, even with all the Ike stuff. It's like, oh, these are all great Tina Turner songs. And I think a lot of it's because of how incredible of a vocalist that she actually that she was. And this, like, I'd heard the big hits from this album, but I've not heard a full on Tina Turner album until now. And I must say, I was super impressed with this album. Not only is Tina's vocals excellent on this album, where she just belts it on like every single song, but there's a good variety of genres that she does on this album. There's some rock songs on here. There's some 80s pop on here. There's some good ballads on there. There's some more soulful songs on the album. I thought it was a very well put together collection of songs that shows her vocal range and what she can do as a vocalist in different genres. So going through the track listing, I Might Have Been Queen, solid album opener. It got me excited to hear what the rest of the album was going to be like. You got What's Love Got to Do with It. That's probably the biggest song on the album. Probably your most well-known solo song.
Yeah.
Really great song. Really catchy. Great sing-along song. What's love got to do? Got to do it. It's one I love singing along to when I hear it. It's a fun song. One of my favorite deep cuts, or actually two in a row, Show Some Respect. One of the more rocking songs on the album, where she really growls in her vocals, and I really like that in the song. My favorite discovery on an original song is I Can't Stand the Rain. I love that song. It was so catchy. I can't stand the rain. And the production on it was really awesome. There's some good horns on it. I was vibing heavily to that song. It was so good. Private Dancer. This was another song. This is one of the three songs I was familiar with going in. I didn't know until going into the album that Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits wrote the song. I did look up the backstory. He was trying to figure out how to do this with Dire Straits Private Dancer, but yeah, a grown man singing a song in the perspective of a female prostitute was probably not the best choice. And so that's why he's like, maybe a female artist should sing this song. And that's when Tina Turner came in. It's like, I think the song's fine. It's not one of my favorites on the album. It is an interesting story lyrically. It's a sad song. This woman that's in this horrible environment that's doing her job, but deep down wants to get out of it. I think that's how I interpreted the song lyrically. I think the album version does go on a little too long. The single version's a lot shorter, and I don't know if it needed all the extended solos or anything. But the song itself's fine, but it's not one of my go-tos on the album. On the second side, we have Let's Stay Together. That's a cover of the Al Green song from the 1970s. The Al Green version is really awesome. And I don't think Tina came near as close to matching what Al Green did. The whole time I was hearing it, I'm like, I admire the effort, but it didn't really stick the landing for me. I think the 80s production didn't really help with that either. And then the tempo was changed a little bit. I didn't really care for that. So that was a cover. I'm like, I'm ready to move on. The album does pick up again with the next song, Better Be Good to Me. This is the other song I was familiar with because this was one of the big hits. And I think this is better than both What's Love Got to Do with It and the title track. This song absolutely slaps. It's another really catchy song on the album. I love it at the end where she's like, "Why don't you be good to me? Why don't you be good to me?" Like she's just singing her heart out on that. And I think that's why Tina Turner was such a big deal because like she could belt out all these vocals and people be like, "Oh wow, this lady's good." Steel Claw is all right. I think it's a good little rock song. I got to talk about Help because what I didn't like about the Let's Stay Together cover, I was really surprised at how much I loved her cover of Help. Now, when John Lennon wrote Help, he originally wanted Help to be a ballad. And it ended up turning into a catchier, faster tempo rock song, which I think for the Beatles at that time it was written, that was the best way the Beatles could do Help. Because I could not imagine John Lennon singing Help as a ballad. Well, Tina Turner decided to make Help a soulful piano ballad. And when she started singing, I'm like, okay, this is what John Lennon was going to do originally. And I was just sitting there like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is amazing. Like, I was genuinely moved by her cover of Help. Because I think she dived deep into the loneliness and anguish of the main character that's in the song. Kind of made it more of like a plea for help, maybe dealing with like a mental health issue or something like that. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I love the way, like, even though she doesn't sing it the same way that John Lennon did, she made it her own. And she did it in a way where I'm like, this is just as good. Not only do I think this is just as good as the Beatles version, but this might be the best Beatles cover I've ever heard. It's that good. I loved it. And then we close out with 1984. I can't compare it to the Bowie version. I've not heard the Bowie version, but I thought Tina did a fine job on it. Good way to close out the album. Not as good as Help. I think I would have preferred if Help was the album closer, but 1984 still good. And then I usually do top five. So my top five on this album: number 5, Show Some Respect. Number 4, I Can't Stand the Rain. Number 3, What's Love Got to Do with It? Number 2, Better Be Good to Me. And my favorite song on this album is her cover of Help. It is that good. And as for my score, I'm going to go 9 out of 10. Really strong album.
We can't sing about being a stripper. We gotta sing about microwave,
Refrigerator,
other TVs.
Yeah. Sultans of Swing.
Yeah, which one? I forget what song that was, but it's
Money for Nothing was what
Money.
Scott was referencing. It's your money for nothing and your checks for free.
Or Weird Al had a different version. I think it was the Beverly.
I've got a fun fact about that song. Sting's actually on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sting does the backing vocals on
Yeah,
it.
he does the backing vocals.
And he's the one that goes, TV.
I think he must be singing that on it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I feel quite a bit different than you guys do on this album.
Oh, really?
We have quite a bit of disagreements here.
Oh, wow.
Good, you guys. I can disagree with you guys on some of this stuff here. Yeah, my introduction to Tina Turner, I feel like, was with What's Love Got to Do with It. I think there was a movie of the same name that came out, and it starred Lawrence Fishburne as Ike Turner, and I'm forgetting now the name of the actress that played Tina Turner.
I've not seen the movie, but I know you're talking about it. It's Angela Bassett.
Yeah, Bassett. And I believe they both got nominated for Best Actor and Best Actress for the roles. So it was a really big movie for them, both getting Oscar nominations and all that. I've never seen the movie, but I remember seeing trailers for it or seeing stuff for it. And my only recollection was like Ike Turner was physically abusive, anyways, and it was a terrible marriage, and it's a good thing she got out, you know. And that's kind of What's Love Got to Do about it. It seems to be about that really terrible marriage. So that's mostly what I knew. And that's kind of my introduction to Tina Turner is that song, which I absolutely loved since I was a kid. I remember the first time hearing that, I'm like, wow, that's such a catchy banger of a tune. Love that song. That was kind of what I knew. Of course, I think I knew "Proud Mary" was like a Tina Turner song way back in the '60s or something, whatever it was, or '70s. And in fact, I thought they did it first. I didn't realize CCR did it first. I thought, oh, when I heard CCR do it, I thought, oh, that I Can Tina Turner song. And then I realized, oh, CCR did it. He wrote it because it's so famous for Tina Turner. But so I was kind of fairly aware of this album coming out, the Private Dancer. I knew there's an album called Private Dancer, and it had this big song. And again, this was like I didn't realize, but I did feel like it was like maybe some kind of a comeback because Tina Turner was very big when this came out. Because I remember seeing, like I said, the movie coming out, and Tina Turner seemed to be very popular at that time. So that makes sense that this would be like kind of comeback album for her. And I think I've like maybe heard the chorus to Private Dancer. I think I saw like seen some kind of commercial where they play like a video, like the music video where she's like dancing in front of somebody and she's singing that I'm your private dancer, dancing for something. Bum, bum, bum. I remember thinking, oh, that's kind of a catchy tune. Like, that's kind of cool. But I don't think I've ever heard the song all the way through before, maybe. I don't know if it was a radio hit and I just don't remember hearing it. Or maybe I heard, and he said there's a shorter version.
Yeah. Like I
Maybe
didn't know the album version was like 7 minutes long. A single version's probably like half of that.
I'd be interested in hearing the single version because I really did not like the long version. It was way too long. Anyways, I haven't gotten to that part
Yeah.
yet. Sorry. But anyways, so that's my thoughts on it. And I was kind of really interested in hearing this when Breyer put it up because I've never heard of a Tina Turner album. But I will say probably my favorite song is Goldeneye. She sang the theme song
Oh
to
yeah.
the movie Goldeneye. That song is so good, and she is so good in that song. There's this moment where she goes Golden Eye, and she hits like this huge high note. I'm like, holy cow! I didn't know Tina Turner
Yeah,
was
it's
that.
really good. Love it.
Yeah.
I was like, Tina Turner can really sing. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I knew like she was a popular singer, but I didn't know she was that good. And I remember hearing Goldeneye going, that's one of my favorite James Bond songs. So, yeah, so that was my thinking of her. Is like, yeah, I really love to hear an album, and I like to hear her belt out some songs. She has the pipes for it, so I'm like, all right, hopefully this is. I was kind of coming in going expecting, okay, this should be a good album. I have some good expectations for it. Anyways, and most of these songs, I would say, like I thought were like okay, but I wasn't over the moon on a lot of it. I think it's mostly my feeling is that she sang really well. I still think she's a really good singer and her vocal is good, but I don't think I like the style of these songs. I think she's more R&B, and I'm more of a pop guy. I like pop music. I don't like R&B music all that much. So I think maybe that's why I wasn't into the style. I was just like, I'm not into the music at all. I don't really like the music. Her voice is good. Didn't really care for the music. So it's one of those things where I just don't think it was my style of an album that I like. Um, like going into I Might Have Been Queen, I thought was okay. I don't have a lot to say about that. What's God Love to Do with It? Awesome song. And to me, maybe it's more of a poppier song. That's why I like it. But man, that chorus, like you said, Jacob, that's such a good chorus. How can you not sing along the "Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with?" And I like the lyrics too. You know, who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Great lyrics. I think actually it's a really well done song, and I get like all the emotions behind it too. So I think it's a really great song. Obviously, it's to me her biggest. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's got to be her biggest song of all time as far as her solo work goes. That's the one I've heard the most, and it's definitely probably her best best thing I've heard from her. Um, yeah, show some respect. Again, okay, good vocals. Wasn't crazy about it. I Can't Stand the Rain. Really did not like that song. I put down that was one of my least favorite on here. Uh, Private Dancer. Like I said, I was like, oh, all right, Private Dancer. The intro was so long. It took so long to get into the song. And I found the song so boring. I was so disappointed. I was expecting to really like the song. It's one of her hit songs, I figured, and it was the title song. And I was so disappointed when I got to this and went, the chorus is good, but the rest of the song is so boring. Oh my gosh, like what are you doing? maybe if the shorter version, if I heard that, maybe I would like that. I don't know.
The shorter version doesn't have the extended intro.
I'm the only one that loved the long version.
Yeah, I can't stand this long version. I was like, what is going on here? Like this.
I can't stand the rain. I can't
You like?
stand the rain. It's raining.
Oh. It's been raining here a lot. But yeah, so Private Dancer, that was one I was expecting to like on this album, and it ended up being one of my least favorites. So that hurt the album for me. I'm like, God, how can you mess this song up? It's supposed to be the hit. But Let's Stay Together, I like it because I really love the Al Green version. That's like, yeah, that's such a good song. This was a little weird at the beginning. It felt like it was doing something different, but then it kind of went into kind of the main. It kind of started sounding like the song, and that's when I liked it. And I thought Tina sang really well. So actually one of the better songs on the album for me was this, and that's because it's a cover of a really good song, I think. So that really helped the song overall. Better Be Good to Me, hated that song. That song was by far the worst song. She was like talking and not singing, and I was like, I want to hear her sing. I don't want to hear her talk. I don't know. I thought it was. I know. And you said you loved it, and I was like, oh, I thought it was so bad.
I always loved the song.
I know we're like way off. We're on two different wavelengths on here. I was surprised. I was like, wow, I thought this was the worst song on the album. I don't know. It just didn't care for it at all. Steel Claw, I actually like that song. I think nobody else liked that. I liked it. It was the most rocking song on the album. I thought it was a little catchy. There's some catchiness there that I liked. So overall, I thought, and her vocals were really good. So I actually kind of came away going, yeah, Steel Claw is actually one of the songs I actually liked on the album. I didn't listen to Help because it was weird because like if I went on Spotify, the only version they have on Spotify is the extended version, and it's 16 songs long. And that's the only one I knew on Spotify. So I had to go on Wikipedia and go, all right, what songs, and there's like an international version, there's a US version, and I couldn't figure out what version everybody was listening to. So I went with, I think, the US version or something like that. And Help wasn't on there. It was only like 9 songs, and Help wasn't one of them. So now I'm sorry I didn't hear it because Jacob liked it so much.
Maybe that cover I've ever heard.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I wish I would have listened to that one, I guess. But I didn't listen to that one. And then the closer was 1984, which I thought was an okay song. Again, it had a rocking style to it that I actually liked overall. But yeah, so saying that, I was really disappointed with this album. I think I was expecting more out of it, and I think I just didn't like the R&B style, which makes sense. I mean, black singers usually sing R&B, so that's my problem a lot of times is I'm just not into that style. Same reason I'm not a big Stevie Wonder fan. I don't like his style of music, though I think he has some good songs, and I think he's a good singer. Like, I don't know, it's just one of those things where the style isn't just my style, I guess. It's probably pretty good. If you like it, it's probably good stuff. It just wasn't for me personally. But anyways, for me, I gave a top 3 because there's 2 songs I liked a little bit, and there's 1 song I loved. So everything else I thought was just either okay to like not very good. But number 3, I have Steel Claw. Number 2, I have Let's Stay Together. And then the obvious number 1 was What's Love Got to Do with It. It was by far the best thing on this album. It's the only song I'd probably go back to, really, to be honest, put on a playlist. It's definitely going on like my 80s playlist. It's such a good song. But overall, I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. I really, really didn't care for it, which I know is surprising because everybody else is loving it.
I might get up to a 7 if you heard Help.
Yeah. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe that's the best song. Maybe I missed out on the best song on the album. I got some comments from Scott. Let's see. Same melody as the verses of Don't Stand So Close to Me.
He's on about Money for Nothing.
Money for Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, he's on about that.
See, as a musician, I like the extended instrumental sections. Okay.
Yeah.
Crap. There we go. Help is not on the original American edition of that. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was listening to, the one that didn't have that on there anyway. So a little difference there, but anyways. So 2 likes and 1 don't like on the private dancer. So we'll see what the other 3 think about it. I might be the only one in the minority there. All right, so now we're going to go to Adam's choice.
Yep,
And the rest of us probably never heard of this, so this is all new to us. So curious how Adam came across Razorlight.
Yep. So we don't know all the way to 2006. So we're no longer in the 80s. This is their second studio album. And it was actually, it wasn't the first time I heard of theirs. It wasn't until, well, the first time I heard of theirs was their compilation that has quite a few of these songs on that. And the reason why I heard of Razorlight is because they were performing at a gig in one of the record stores that I sometimes go to. There's like a hall next to it where different shows happen, and one of them was Razorlight, which I'd never heard of before. So I listened to the compilation, and yeah, I decided to actually see them in that hall. I think there was probably like not even 200 people there. It was quite a small venue, and it was to celebrate the release of their latest studio album. So it was actually the latest album that released last year. That was my first studio album I heard of theirs, and then I heard the album previous to that one, and then I heard this one. But now I've heard all the Razorlight albums. They've had 5 albums in total.
Okay.
And I chose this one because this is easily my favorite one. I think it's considered their best album as well.
Right.
But
any of these hit songs?
I think quite a few of them. I think are considered quite big songs. I think In the Morning and America are ones that I think are their most popular songs.
Okay.
But the lead singer, his name is Johnny Borrell. I think he pretty much wrote pretty much all these songs on the album. He co-wrote a few songs, but for the most part, he wrote all the songs himself. So you begin with one of their biggest songs, In the Morning. Yeah, I really love In the Morning. It's one of my favourite songs of theirs. I really love the guitar riff. There's those different sort of great melodies to this one. And yeah, it's definitely a standout song of theirs, in my opinion. I don't think the album could have started on the better note. They got Who Needs Love. Yeah, I really love that one. I like that it slows down the album a bit. I really love the instrumentation on it, especially the drums and the guitar work. I think you got the song Hold On. Not one of my favourites on the album, but still a really good one. It had a lot to live up to with the first 2 tracks being so good. But then you got my favourite song of theirs, which is America. And this was the first song I knew of theirs. Yeah, I really love this one. It's one of the more slower songs on the album. I love the lyrics and I think Johnny Borrell does his best vocals here. I love the whole vibe of this one. I think it's got a really good music video as well.
Okay.
I think the follow-up track is actually my second favourite Razorlight song. That's Before I Fall to Pieces. Probably the catchiest song on the album. It gets stuck in my head quite a lot. Yeah, I really love it. It's got a very energetic, sort of uplifting feel about it. Yeah, I really love that one. They have I Can't Stop This Feeling I've Got. Another one of the slower songs on the album. I really like the sort of call and response with him and the guitar work on it, which I really like. Yeah, it's another one that stand out to me. Then the next song is Pop Song 2006. Not the most original title of a song, just Pop Song 2006.
Yeah, it's a weird title.
And if I'm being honest, it's my least favourite song on the album. I would have liked the album a bit more if it wasn't on it. But luckily, I think it is the shortest song on the album. It's just over 2.5 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just not one of the standouts for me. Then you got Kirby's House. yeah, I really love this one. I haven't really got too much to say about it, but not one of my favourites, not one of my least favourites. More the middle of the road song for me on the album. They got back to the start. I really love it. Very energetic. It's always one of the more faster paced songs on the album. I really love it. They're really rocking out on that one. And then you end with the longest song on the album. It sort of ends with a ballad, and that's Los Angeles Waltz. I really love that one, especially the chorus. It's got a very catchy chorus. Yeah, I think it ends the album brilliantly. As my top three songs, but number three, and these are actually my top three songs of Razorlight. So not just my top three on the album.
Okay.
So number three is In the Morning. Number two, Before I Fall to Pieces, and number one, America. That's my fourth and fifth favorite Razorlight songs. I'll find the album that they're from. So the album's called Slipway Fires. It was their follow-up album from 2008. When number four is the song Wire to Wire, the first song on the album. And number five is Stinger. So, no, I definitely recommend those two.
Okay.
But they had Razorlight. So the first album was Up All Night, 2004. They had Razorlight 2006. Slipway Fires from 2008. There wasn't an album until 10 years later. And then put Sleeping. And then it wasn't one until 6 years later with Planet Nowhere. And that's one I actually got signed. They were giving away signed copies of that one. So yeah, as my score on the album, it's 9.75 because it's in my top 50 albums.
Wow.
Yeah. I really love this one. I think it's just the right length as well. Just about 35 minutes long. So with only 10 tracks, it's the sort of length I like in an album. Yeah, I really love it.
All right.
Oh.
Jacob, of
I have no idea. I have no idea how I'm going to follow that up because it's definitely not in my top 50 albums.
I probably knew you wanted to say that.
So I never heard of Razorlight until Adam suggested this album. This was another one where I knew nothing, kind of like Newton Faulkner. Yeah, I think out of all of the albums that I've covered on any album exchange so far,
oh no,
this is the one I've disliked the most.
Oh no!
Oh really?
I did not care for this album at all. To be honest, most of the songs kind of bleed together, so I'm not going to go all in depth on some of these. But I'm like, okay, the guitar works okay, but the songs just feel very bland and cookie cutter. And then when the guy sings, some of the songs remind me a bit of Talking Heads. Now, I really like Talking Heads. Talking Heads had some really cool creative musicianship and some really creative lyrics. And this just feels like the most dumbed down version of Talking Heads. Listening to the production of it. Like In the Morning, I knew it was going to be a rough album. We started with In the Morning. I'm like, this song is so annoying. I could not stand this song. I didn't like it. America, that's apparently their biggest song. Number one hit in the UK. And Adam's favorite song on this album. It's my least favorite song on this album.
Oh, really?
I was just dumbfounded by how nothing I got out of this song. And apparently this song's supposed to be a social commentary of some sorts. But here's your chorus of the song, okay? So this came out in 2004 or something. So it's like, all my life watching America. All my life there's panic in America. Oh, whoa, 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 there's trouble in America. What does that even say in the song? Nothing. There's nothing in the song. It's like, what side are you trying to present on this song? I was saying, there's trouble. There's Panic. I think
Yeah.
it's trying to do like this radio friendly song to try to get people to sing and dance along to. But yet there's like nothing in the song with any substance. And if you're trying to do a song that has a message in it, and I don't even care what side of the political aisle it's on, like you got to at least have something in there to where it's like, oh yeah, you got that Marvin Gaye song, "What's Going On," which criticized some of the riots and stuff in the 1970s, and you got "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen, which is about the struggles of Vietnam veterans. Like those songs said something. This song is like, oh, there's trouble, there's panic. That doesn't tell me nothing. And I thought this song sucked because of it. I thought it was the most empty-headed attempt at social commentary I've ever heard, and I did not like the way the song was styled, the way it was sung, and the way it was executed. I don't really have a lot to say on a lot of these other songs. Some of them were fine. There was two I actually thought were really good though. "Who Needs Love" I thought was a really good rock ballad. I actually like some of the lyrics in that song. And I also liked "I Can't Stop This Feeling I Got" because that's one of the few songs where like the chorus really got in my head where it's like, I can't stop this feeling I got. I can't stop this feeling I've got. I don't know if I think it's a great song or anything, but I'm like, hey, at least it stands out. I remember it. But yeah, I don't really have much to say on this album. I didn't care for it. I wasn't a fan of the guy's vocalist. I didn't care for the production on a lot of these songs. Most of the songs just bored the life out of me. I don't really have much to add. I don't even have a top five. I'll just do a top three. I gotta look at my top three. I think number three on my ranking I put "Back to the Start," but I barely remember that one. So I guess that one was okay at best. Number two is "I Can't Stop This Feeling I Got," and I had "Who Needs Love" as my favorite song on the album. As for the score, it's a 4 out of 10. Like,
Okay.
I don't think it's a hot garbage album like other albums I've listened to that annoy me more. This album was more boring to me than anything else. But sometimes a boring album is worse than a bad album because if it's a boring album and you don't remember hardly anything about it compared to a bad album where you remember all the awful things on the album, that usually says something. So, sorry, Adam, I didn't care for Razorlight.
I'm
Well,
sure what Nick's gonna say.
I know
You
it's.
weren't a fan of it.
Oh man, yeah, I'm afraid to hear what everybody else is gonna say because Jacob's usually a little nicer than the other people, and I thought you were gonna give it like a 1 out of 10 after you reviewed it. I was like, this is gonna be a bad score. 4 is not as bad, so but
No, I mean
I'll
I
take a
try to be
4.
lenient.
not the worst thing.
There. I mean, I've heard worse albums that I've listened to this year, like Shania Twain's "Queen of Me." Actually, I would rather listen to "The Best Concert Ever" over Razorlight. There were a lot more standout songs. There's more songs I remember more on "The Best Concert Ever" over
Yeah,
Razorlight, like Tom Cruise "Crazy" and the "Eat Your Brain" song and the IKEA.
IKEA. Yeah, it's best concert ever. That was one of the best albums. What are you talking about, Scott?
Uh, uh, actually,
Right,
I
I'll
think
reject it.
most of us are probably like Wayne and Garth on Wayne's World. Hey, let's go to the best concert ever. Not.
I thought it was a pretty good concert. Anyways, all right. So I liked it better than Jacob. I'll say that I'm giving it a better score. Didn't like it as much as Adam, so I'm right in the middle of you two. So this is good. I guess we end on me, but yeah, Razorlight. Yeah, of course. I think we're all like Razorlight. Who's Razorlight? Adam always comes up with these really obscure kind of people, and sometimes I really like him. Sometimes I don't. You never know. But it's always interesting to hear somebody you've never heard about before and go, okay, what's this about? Um, I guess I would say they're kind of like a alternative rock band. They're kind of more of a rock, pretty. I don't know if I'd say hard rock, but they're pretty rocking overall kind of band. Yeah, so my feeling, like, I thought as far as the style, I liked the style of the music. I thought like the musicianship was really good. I liked the guitar playing, bass drums, whatever. I thought all that actually was really well done. I think they came up with some pretty good stuff as far as just instrumental stuff. My big problem is I didn't like the lead singer's voice, and Jacob kind of said that too. I think so. I think we're both on the same page. I think that's what brings this album down for me. It's just I don't know, something about that lead singer. I just did not care for his voice. And so when the song starts and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. Like in the morning, I thought the guitar playing was really good. I was like really into it. I was like, oh man, this is like sound pretty cool. As soon as the guy sang, I was like, oh no, this is not good. Like it really brought the song down for me. And I wasn't a big fan of In the Morning, Who Needs Love. Wasn't a huge fan of those songs. They're not terrible, but I was like, they weren't great. Hold On, I actually really liked the song. I thought it had a really good beat to it. There's like the drum beat, I don't know, it was just really good. I really was enjoying it. Really was kind of a headbanger for me. I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like I like the feel of it. So yeah, I thought Hold On actually was a good song. America, that was such a good song. It's so good.
Oh,
I
wow.
can't believe it was a word song.
I thought,
It's the best song on the album. I agree with Adam. I
Yeah.
love the song. It was
I
so good.
hate it.
I thought that was the one thing we'd all agree on. America was a really good out. I can't believe Jacob just went through and just demolished that. That's to me, it's the most memorable song on the album. I think I liked it because I liked that it slowed down after three kind of rockers, and then we slowed it down. I kind of like that. I was like, okay, this is a different. I'm glad they're not all just rockers. That we can slow it down a little bit and do something more ballad like. And I don't know. I liked it. I love the style of the song. That chorus is so catchy. It stayed in my head after I heard it. So there's panic in America. Bum 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 America. I love the chorus. Yeah, definitely was the best chorus of the whole album that stayed with me the most. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't pay attention exactly what was wrong with them. If they're saying there's something wrong with America, it's weird because Razorlight is like an English band, so I'm like, why are they talking about America? And that's their big. It's big song is about America. I don't know.
That's that's the problem. You don't even know because the lyrics don't know.
Okay, so I don't remember what exactly, but okay, so yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think, what happened in 2006? I don't know. Uh,
They
we're going through the Iraq War, maybe. I don't know. Um, maybe that's what was going on in America. Whatever, but yeah, great song, America. Um, Before I Fall to Pieces, I really like this song. I thought this was a really good song. I think because it was a little more poppier, it wasn't as rocking, and so we got the kind of more slow down America song. And then we followed with this song, which to me was very poppy, and I love that. I thought it had a really good sound to it. I love the bass intro. I thought was really good in being song. So yeah, I'm with Adam. I thought this was a really good song on the album. After that, nothing else was great on the album. Those are my three favorites right in a row, and then everything else was either okay to. I would say Kirby's House. I really didn't like. It was very boring. And Los Angeles Waltz, I really did not like that song. I thought that was pretty boring. So those are the only two songs I really did not like was Kirby's House and Los Angeles Waltz. Everything else was just like, it's okay. I kind of agree with Jacob. Not very memorable. I'm not going to remember most of these songs, except for the three I really liked. I remember those probably the most out of everything. Curious if Briar's going to like Los Angeles Waltz. That's always his favorite song. Is the one that talks about California. So we'll see. I'm just kidding, Briar. I don't know if that will matter, but he seems
that's what he's a sucker for.
he liked the song on Serenade, Live Serenade, whatever the Billy Joel album, Los Angeles, whatever. That was his
Los Angelinos, I think is what it's called.
favorite song on the album. Like, of course
Yeah.
it is. It's one song about California.
And his favorite song, Led Zeppelin 4, Going to California.
California, yep, exactly. Um, But yeah, so going with that, I would say I wasn't super crazy about this album. It's not an album I would go back to necessarily, except for like a couple of those songs I would go back to and listen to again. And again, I just didn't like the lead singer. The lead singer, I don't know, just hurts the album for me. But my top three favorite songs: number three, Hold On; number two, Before I Fall to Pieces; and number one, America. So my top two. I totally
Yeah,
agree with that.
in the same top two. Yeah.
I totally agree with Adam when he said that. I was like, okay, me and Adam are on the same page. Those are definitely my two favorite songs on the album. Uh, me and Jacob are not on the same page, evidently, but uh,
Not on this one, at least.
on this one. But I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So not a great score. It's still like below recommendable, but not. It's not a terrible album, but it's not a real good album that I'd go back to. I guess I came to the end. So, but after Jacob, I feel like my review was very positive. So we'll see what the other guys have to say.
I'm worried now. I'm worried.
The album was described as the best guitar album since Definitely Maybe. Okay.
Okay.
It was a very rocking album, which I kind of liked. Am I going to be with Jason or what? Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out soon.
Are you going to go with Jason, Adam, or Jacob?
Or is Nick going to give it a lower score than me?
And he might. He's not afraid to give a 0.5 if he doesn't like an album. But
Oh, yeah.
let's say ballads and songs about California. He missed really like late 90s.
Red Hot
Yeah.
Chili Peppers.
Yeah, they love talking about California. Californication, Danny, California. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now we'll close with this album that I chose, which is another album most people probably never heard of. A little more obscure.
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
I've heard the name. I will say that.
Okay. Yeah. So the album called The Anatomy of the Tongue in Cheek came out in 2001 by Relient K. Relient K is a Christian rock band. I would say they're punk pop would be the category I put them in. And I kind of like, to me, I when I introduce songs from them, people say it sounds like Blink-182, and I go, yeah, it's kind of like a Blink-182, Green Day, I don't know, Jimmy Eats World, I think, in that genre. And I find myself really liking punk pop. The more I hear something from that genre, I'm like, I kind of like this. I like this kind of style of music, but yeah, so yeah, Relient K, again, if you're not into Christian music, you may not never heard this band, all this. But I think even if you're not a Christian, I think you can enjoy this album because it's just so darn fun of an album to listen to. And why I got introduced, and the only reason I know this album and this band is for one specific reason. That was because when I was a freshman in college, I went to a Christian college called Grace University, which was in Omaha, Nebraska. And the college doesn't exist anymore. It must have went out of business, so it's not there anymore. But I went there one year, my freshman year in college, which was 2002 to 2003 was my freshman year. Adam probably wasn't born yet, and Jake was probably really young.
I was just a baby then.
2001, I was 6.
6, and you're just a baby. Okay, so yeah, that tells you where I'm at. I was starting off in college, getting in the real world. Yeah, so my freshman year, we and I didn't have a car, and I luckily, and Omaha is about a 5-hour drive from where I live, where my parents live, and so I had a friend though that I went to high school with that also went to the same college, so he gave me a ride up there, and so I was up there, and I want to say I'm trying to remember exactly, but I think maybe the first weekend I think I went up maybe like on a Friday or something, I don't know, and so the classes didn't start till like the Monday. And so maybe that weekend or something like that, the college put on like some activities for the new freshmen or something like that, or just not for freshmen, but for everybody, kind of like coming back to school kind of stuff, whatever. One of the things is they had a concert at a church nearby that was free to all students at Grace University, and I think it was on a Saturday. I want to say it was like Saturday. They had this free concert, whatever. Now I don't have a car, so it's like I didn't know how to get there. But luckily, again, a lot of nice people. It's a Christian college, so I think I want to say I was like outside, and someone's like, "Oh, are you going to this?" And I'm like, "I don't know how to get there. I don't have a car." And they're like, "Oh, we'll get you a ride." And so I remember piling into a car, and it was like one of those things where the car probably only seats like 5 people, and we probably put like 10 people in the car. Like we just stuffed it. We're like sitting on each other's laps. We're definitely not like we're not banging the traffic rules or whatever. But it's college, you're a kid, you're just having fun. So we all piled into the car, I remember, and they drive us over there. It wasn't very far, but we go to the church, and so they had this like free concert, and I want to say there was like maybe like 3 or 4 opening bands. Like there's a lot of bands. I remember just one band coming after another, and they're all probably like local bands maybe. And the headliner was Relient K. Relient K was the last band to play. They were kind of the big headliner of the whole thing. Now me, had no idea who Relient K was. I guess I wasn't aware. I listened to some Christian music here and there, of course. I heard from other people from church, but I wasn't like totally into Christian music at that time, and so wasn't aware of them. And so I didn't know if that was that big of a deal, like Relient K, like who are they? But I remember I was there, and it was just standing room only. You only stood, so I was just standing, and there's like snacks and drinks, and I was probably just standing there eating, and I didn't know anybody, so I wasn't, didn't know who to talk to. And I was watching the bands because I do like live music, so it was kind of fun. Even though I remember listening to them, going, they're okay, they're nothing big, they're just probably like local bands or something. And then came Relient K, and oh my gosh, it was just everything changed. The crowd was more into it. Everybody was more excited, and I was like, oh, it was kind of cool because I wasn't that far from the stage because we're just at a church, so it wasn't like that big of a room. And so I was like, okay, so now anyways, I swear the lead singer came in on top of like some kind of buffalo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like riding like like a fake buffalo thing, and someone must have pushed him, and he was riding this buffalo, and I was like, what is going? And he gets off of it, and they get their guitars out and everything, and they go right into Sadie Hawkins Dance. They open the concert with Sadie Hawkins Dance. Never heard the song before. Man, right away, absolutely loved it. Once they get into that, it was like, man, they are rocking it. And that chorus, when they get into that, Sadie Hawkins Dance in my khaki pants, there's nothing better. The whole crowd, oh, 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 girls have guys, always a surprise. Nothing better, baby. Do you like my sweater? And yeah, hearing all the other people that knew Relient K singing along and doing that, oh, 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 it was so fun. I was like, oh man, this was really like, and I'll get into Sadie Hawkins Dance, but it's such a fun song to begin the concert. And I'm like, boy, is this a hit song? I never heard this song before, but I love it. It must be like their hit song. Anyway, so then they go through, and a lot of this album they did live because this is 2002, 2003, or this is 2002. So a lot of the songs on this album they sing live. So I got to hear a lot of these live. Man, I thought they were great. I had so much fun listening to them. And they had a real good sense of humor about them. And then they closed it on Pressing On was their closer. And I thought Pressing On was so good too. I was like, holy cow, these songs are so good. Who are these people? So man, it was such a great experience. And that's where I kind of got to know who Relient K was. And I was like, wow, I got to listen to more of this stuff. Luckily I had a roommate who I didn't know. He was a stranger to me, but he was also into music, and he played guitar, and he was actually a pretty good guitar player. And he also had he had like one of those things that you zip and you fold in. There's like a bunch of spaces for CDs, and he had like one of those. Like I had some CDs, I didn't have a lot of CDs, but he had like a whole package of CDs, and he let me borrow some of them to listen to because I had like a Discman, whatever, a mobile disc player, CD player. And I would borrow one of his CDs and listen to it while I'm like doing my homework or whatever. And he had this album, Anatomy of Tongue in Cheek with Relient K, and I listened to the heck out of that album. After that, I remember I kept borrowing that and listening to it. Really loved the album. And so coming back now 24 years later, whatever, or 23 years later since I guess 2002 when I heard this album, but 23 years later, and I listened to this album again, and I still love this album. So I really wanted to share it with everybody, and hoping everybody else likes it as much as I do, and hopefully introduce this. But anyway, so that's my story, why I picked this band and why I really wanted you guys to hear it. Yeah, interesting. Like I said, they have a bit of sense of humor about them, which I really like about besides being it's a Christian. They have some Christian themes, obviously. But man, it's just there's a couple ballads I think are really good here. A lot of just fast-paced rock songs with great. I think the The guitar playing is really good. Some really good intros. I think the guitar intros are really good, and some good riffs and stuff like that. Kickoff is just kind of almost just this really. I like it. It's just a short. There's like 3 songs that really aren't songs; they're just fillers. Even though this album's 17 songs long, I look at it as more like 14 songs, and there's like 3 fillers that really don't need to be here. But it's part of the fun of the album, I guess. But I like Kickoff, and Pressing On is almost like one song. It feels like Kickoff is like they're really introducing the album with it. They're kicking off, anyways. But it's really short. But man, Pressing On, that song is so good. Man, does it rock right away? Like, what a great opener to the album. It's one of my favorite songs of theirs. And it's about the pressing on from the past, moving on. You're pressing on, pressing on. My mind is going, going, gone, pressing on. I won't do that. So it's kind of like forgetting that. I don't know. So I like the messaging behind it. I thought it was really good. Sadie Hawkins Dance. I love that song. That is so good. It is so fun. Again, rocks. It's all about Sadie Hawkins Dance is all about it, and it's about being in high school or junior high or whatever. So I like that it brings you back to when you're younger and you had the Sadie Hawkins Dance where the girls have to ask the guys out, guys don't ask the girls out to the dance. That's the whole thing behind it. So the whole song is him waiting for a girl to ask him out to the Sadie Hawkins, and so it kind of follows him through school. And again, that chorus is so good. I mean, it's one of the best choruses. It's so fun. And I love and he kind of paints these different scenes. But I love when he goes he says, like, I go to the cafeteria for some good eating. By the cheerleaders, I found some seating. The quarterback asked me if I want a beating. I told him that's one thing I'm not needing, or something like that. Love it. I thought it was funny. The rhyming was so good, how he rhymed all the words. And it paints you the scene where he's like in the cafeteria, he sees the pretty cheerleaders, he goes, sits by them. And then, of course, the bully jocks are like, "We're gonna beat you up," and then he runs out of there. I don't know. I love it. I thought that whole verse was so great, and it ends with him running into a pretty girl that says, "I think he's cute and funny," or something like that, and he gets to go to the Sadie Hawkins Dance, and then we end with that great chorus. Love it. Down in Flames, another really great song. This has a bit of a Christian message to it about Christians fighting with each other, I think, and saying it's like kind of an airplane going down in flames, and how we need to get along, I guess, or something like that. And I even like and I love the chorus again, that we're going down, down, down in flames, going down in flames. Oh, so catchy. And at the end, he says, I must confess, I'm part of the problem, but I had to, so I love that he kind of even says, like, I'm not saying I'm, better than anybody. I have the same problems, but it's like I wanted to, get this message out. We need to get along, or something like that. So I love the messaging there, and it's just so catchy. But maybe it's Maybelline. I thought super catchy. That maybe it's Maybelline. Oh yeah, super catchy chorus. Really like that one. Breakdown, another really great song. The breakdown, breakdown. They're all catchy. I mean, this is so catchy. This whole album, I think. Those words are not enough. Really good ballad. I really like that song. For moments I feel faint. I really love this song. It's such a great acoustic number, ballad. And I love the chorus of "Never underestimate my Jesus." It's a song about Jesus can get you through anything. So I love that. Have faith in Jesus type message is really great here. So I love the messaging. Really good a ballad, acoustic guitar. I'm Lino. I think is a character from a TV show called Thundercats.
Yeah,
Because
I've never,
Thundercats.
I've never
Well,
seen Thundercats though.
I've never seen Thundercats, so I think Lino is like a character. So it's
I,
a
I
silly.
won't like, I won't mind watching it after listening to that song.
I love Thundercats. Oh, again, super catchy. It's kind of a silly song about it's. Again, that's what I love. They have some serious Christian messaging, and sometimes they do kind of a fun song, a silly song that's really catchy. I really like that. What have you been doing lately? I actually don't like. There's a couple songs I'm not a big fan of. That's one I thought vocally was not very good. I don't know. I was really into that one. May the Horse Be With You. I don't quite understand. Is that like a play on "Let the Force Be With You"? and it's like all the horses say "Hey" or something like that. I don't know. It's a very silly song. I'm not a huge fan of it either. But "My Way" the Highway again. I'm not a huge fan of this. Some of these songs, it's like there's so many great ones. These are kind of the weak ones on the album for me. Uh, the Rest Is Up to You. I thought was really good. Then Failed to Excommunicate and Less Is More. Less Is More is a decent closer ballad, acoustic guitar ballad, whatever. It's not one of my favorite though on the album as far as the ballads go. It's a little more boring, I think. So they're not. I think the top half is really great. Like to me, let's say two second song to like the eighth song or 10th song. It's like those are just top notch songs for me. That's the best part of the album. I think it gets a little weaker towards the end, but still great stuff. I think they could have been shorter. I'm sure. I'm sure somebody like I won't be surprised if Adam says he wishes it was shorter, but and I kind of agree. It's 17 songs. 3 of them are fillers. You could take all the way the fillers. I think I'd take it to 14 songs. Then you could take out maybe 2 more. If this was like a 12-song album, I think it might have been better, in my opinion. But still, again, this is a combination of I really love the music and I have so much nostalgia for it because of the experience I had. So anytime I listen to this album, I always think of that time when I was in college and I jammed packed into a car, some stranger's car, and drove to the church and got to hear them live. That memory will always stay with me. So I think I really love the album for that. But going to my top 3 favorite songs, number 3 I had For Moments I Feel Faint. I thought it was the best ballad in here. Number 2, Press It On. I think the opener is so good. And then number 1, Sadie Hawkins Dance. Oh my gosh, that's so fun of a song. So fun to sing to. Definitely my favorite of theirs. And I'm giving this a 9.5. Not quite a 10. Like I said, I think the last half is a little weak, and I wish the album was a little shorter, maybe. But I'm giving it a 9.5. Still, it's one of my favorite albums of all time. So that's my thoughts. I know I talk a lot on these, but I love talking about my past experiences. And you get to learn a little bit more about me in this band. So, Adam, we'll go to you. What are your thoughts on?
I've got 17 tracks to get through, so I'll be quite quick on all these tracks. But I wasn't really sure what to expect on this album, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good listen. There's definitely a few songs here that I'll be going back to several times. But you start off with Kick Off. It's sort of them saying we're back again with another album. But if you don't like it, then don't throw our CD away or something like that. They mentioned about having it on CD or something, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah. I hope you're not
That's it.
right K or the songs we play, because then you'll want to throw our CD away.
That was it. So it definitely had me interested when that was the first thing that appeared on the album. But the first actual song on the album is Pressing On, which I thought was an excellent song on the album. If I was to do a top 5, it'd definitely be in the top 5 on the album. Same goes to Sadie Hawkins Dance. I mean, one brilliant song after another, I think, with those two.
Yeah.
It's got a really catchy chorus. What one of the catchy choruses on the album, especially those O parts.
Oh, I love it.
I can imagine that would be really cool, seeing that
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the song Down in Flames. Yeah, I think that one's pretty solid. Next song is Maybe It's Maybelline. Yeah, I really love that one. I think another one of the better songs on the album. Then you got Breakdown. Yeah, I think Breakdown. Yeah, I think that one's really good. But the next two are actually my favourite songs of theirs.
Okay.
You've got Those Words Are Not Enough. Yeah, I really love the chorus here. Very melodic. I love the harmonies as well. I think they all sound amazing together on that one. Then you got For Moments I Feel Faint, my favourite ballad on the album.
Yeah.
I think lyrically, it's probably the best song on the album.
Yeah.
And yeah, just really love it. It's one of those sort of thought provoking songs that to just love vibing, chilling out, listening to. Yeah, really love that one. The next song is Lion Wilson. I think because there's quite a lot of harmonies on it. It's meant to be
Yeah.
a take on like Brian Wilson. I think
Yeah.
I found interesting. Then I'm Lino. Yeah, I really enjoy this one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than I think I should have. Because it makes me want to watch Thundercats now.
Yeah, it's a good theme.
Yeah. Then you got the song What Have You Been Doing Lately? Yeah, I think that one's a pretty good song on the album. Not got really much to say about it. May the Horse Be With You. I think it's got a very interesting name. May the Horse Be With You.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty great. Not one of my favourites. Then you got It's My Way of the Highway. I think that one was really good actually. I thought it was one of the better songs on the album. But the next track, Breakfast at Timpani's. I know it's only 22 seconds, but I thought this one was pretty bad in my opinion.
It was pretty stupid. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, the worst thing on the album.
Yeah, I agree.
Then you got The Rest Is Up to You. Yeah, I think that one's really good.
Yeah.
Way better than Breakfast at Timpani's.
Yeah.
They got Failing to Excommunicate and Less Is More. I really love those two. In fact, they'll both be. Yeah, they'll probably be my top 5. Maybe
Okay.
maybe honorable mention would be Failure to Excommunicate. But Less Is More. You know, it's the longest song on the album.
Yeah.
I think it's got like 2 minutes of silence though. And then you got this bonus part at the end of the song, so it's not really 7 minutes. But I think it's a really beautiful way of ending the album. It's actually my third favorite song on the album.
Okay.
Yeah, my number 3 is Less Is More. My number 2 is For Moments I Feel Pain. And my number 1 is Those Words Are Not Enough.
Okay.
But if I was to do a top 5, number 4 would be probably Sadie Hawkins' Dance. And number 5 we'll be Pressing On. As for a score, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10.
All right.
It'd be a 9.25. It wasn't including those short bits, but
Yeah.
unfortunately I'm including them. So I'm
Yeah.
going to give it a 9 out of 10.
That's fair. All right, Jacob. Can you end us on a good note?
Okay. I will say this. I do like this better than Razorlight. I will say that. Like I said, I knew nothing about Relient K going in. I've heard the name pop up. I think I've heard you talk about them before, Jason, on your channel, but I couldn't name you a Relient K song in my life. So I was kind of curious about this album, especially when Wikipedia describes the genre of this album as Christian punk. I'm like, Christian punk? Is that a thing? I don't really see this as a punk album, first and foremost. This is a rock album with Christian themes in it. I think that's how I'd look at it. All right. I'm not even going to talk about the filler tracks, their filler tracks. If I did, it'd be a waste of time. Breakfast at Tiffany's was stupid. I hated that one, so I will say that. I will say if I rated the album with the 3 filler tracks, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I will tell you that. But I'll just talk about the actual songs on the album. Pressing On. Really liked it. I thought it was a good kickoff to the album. Some really good guitar riffs.
Yeah.
The harmonies on it were really good. And I did really like the message. Like, pretty much keep on keeping on. I did really like that about the song. Sadie Hawkins' Dance. Loved it. One of my favorites on the album.
Yeah.
Oh man, it is the biggest earworm on the whole album. The Sadie Hawkins dance in my khaki pants. Na, 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 na. That was my favorite part of the whole song. It's an awesome song, pretty cheeky, pretty funny song, but it's an easy banger on the album. It's probably the least Christian song on the album. It's just a secular song about going
True.
to the high school dance.
About-
But it was one of the best songs on the album. Down in Flames was okay. Um, I think lyrically and musically, I thought it was on the generic side. However, the last bit of the song saved it for me. I like the last bit where you actually get the real message. The main part of the song I wasn't that crazy about, but then once he starts singing about the we need to get our act together or else the whole world will go down in flames, I'm like, I actually did really like that about the song.
Yeah.
But it's still not my favorite on the album. Maybe it's Maybelline. It took me 2 listens to get the point of the song. The first time I'm like, this is a mean song. Who is Maybelline and why are you so mean to this poor girl? But then I listen to it again, I'm like, oh, okay, it's poking fun of the fact that people don't want to hold themselves accountable for their own actions, so they want to play the victim and blame it on other people. I'm like, that is a smart song and actually quite relevant to a lot of people, or for a lot of people that fall into that trap. And maybe it's Maybelline line was maybe it's Maybelline. Maybelline was a beauty product, and that was a jingle. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah.
So that's what they're playing on. I'm like, okay, that's actually quite brilliant. And listening to it again, I'm like, okay, this is now in my top 5. This song's awesome. Breakdown is fine. I did like the guitar stuff on it. It's not one of my go-tos, but it's still an enjoyable song. Those words are not enough. I get it. This is one of the big Praise Jesus songs on the album. I like the harmonies on it, but lyrically and musically, I thought the song was pretty generic. I didn't care for it as much.
Okay.
The follow-up song, For Moments I Feel Faint, really good ballad. I like the production on it, acoustic guitar. The violins on it were really good. And probably some of the best vocal work on the whole album. I did really like that one. I'm Lion O. I've never seen an episode of Thundercats in my life. This song didn't really do anything for me. It didn't really make me want to watch Thundercats. I thought it was just their song.
Yeah.
That's probably not counting the filler tracks. It's my least favorite song on the album.
I think I'm the biggest fan of that line. Line there one.
I know.
I was surprised, Jason, you didn't care for What Have You Been Doing Lately, because I actually really like that song. I thought it was one of the catchier songs on the album. And it's another one where I was like, I get what they're trying to go for in the songs. It's talking about people who were once faithful Christians, but they've slid off and they've fallen away. And I'm like, okay, what have you been doing lately? I think one was starting to be like an alcoholic and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm glad they actually addressed kind of a darker topic in this album, even with the catchier production on it. I'm like, okay, maybe you could have done this in a more serious tone, but I still really like the song. It was an earworm. May the Horse Be With You is okay. I don't really get the joke of the song. I think it might be the most confusing song on the album, but it's still kind of catchy, I guess. My Way or the Highway. I really like that one. That one it was another memorable track on the album. It's in my top 5.
Okay.
Probably one of the most memorable choruses. On my way on the highway to hell. Uh, I think it's about people making their choices on whether they want to serve God or not, and I think people's cynical attitude, I think, is what they're trying to go for in the song. The Rest Is Up to You is okay. Failure to Excommunicate, really good song. I think that might be their most serious song on the whole album, along with For Moments I Feel Faint. This one talks about prejudice is the theme on that album, and that we shouldn't really do that. I did like that about the song. Less is More is a pretty good ballad, not as much as For Moments I Feel Faint, but I like the theme of humility on the song. So all in all, I thought it was a really good album. I wasn't really expecting much. I didn't know what to expect, but after listening to it, I'm like, man, Jason, this is a pretty good album. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
So my top 5, I will say what have you been doing lately? And failure to excommunicate are honorable mentions. Those were close to making my top 5. Number 5, I'm going with Maybe It's Maybelline. Number 4, My Way or the Highway. Number 3, For Moments I Feel Faint. Number 2, Pressing On. Number 1, Sadie Hawkins Dance. That's my favorite song on the album.
We have the same top 2. Top 3, I think. We have the same top 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So my score for the album, if I counted the filler tracks, I'd probably go 7. Because Breakfast at Tiffany, because I think that kind of extends the runtime of the album, and they're not really needed.
Yeah.
I think I kind of agree with Jason. I think if you cut it down to about 2 or 3 songs, make it a 10 or 11 song album, I think it'd be a much more accessible album. I'd probably give it a higher score.
Yeah.
But from what we got, I'm going to go 8 out of 10 on this album. I liked it.
That's good. I'll accept that. That's good. We all kind of somewhat agree on that. We all give it good scores, so that's a good album to end on this time
No, I
around.
didn't end it on mine.
Yeah, glad we didn't end on that. No, I'm just kidding. Glad we didn't end on Jacob review of
Razorlight.
Oh, okay.
I'll have
Well,
to redeem myself next time.
that's it for the review. And on a downer, but yeah, all right. So that's awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that album. I really love it. But all right, so those are 3 albums that we reviewed today. We got 3 more to review. I can't even say what they are here. Let's see.
We're covering
Free When Wet by Bon
Oh,
Jovi. We have Urban Hymns by The Verve. And we got Feeling Groovy by the Harper's Bazaar. So, again, 1 album that we all probably know, and then 2 albums that we probably all heard for the first time. So, let's see. This is Phil Spector. Thanks for reviewing that album.
Now you gotta do it in his weird, creepy voice. This is Phil Spector. Thank you for reviewing those albums. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas.
And so it sounds like a bargain bin Green Day. I mean, yeah, I think if you like Green Day, you would like Relient K, but obviously they're not as big as Green Day. So,
Yeah.
I don't like to say bargain bin. That makes it sound like they're worse than Green Day. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, bargain bin sounds like the cheap $5 imitator, which is how I felt with Razorlight because it reminded me too much of Talking Heads.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our reviews. If you heard these albums, please comment what you think and all that. And besides that, thank you so much to Adam and Jacob for joining me on this album exchange. Be happy to get to the next one and get more albums. I know some members are going to quit after this one, so it's going to be interesting. The next one, we're going to have a couple less, I think, albums to review. But besides that, thank you for everybody watching and for Scott for commenting and Mike coming in there as well. And besides that, I hope everybody has a great weekend and we'll see you later.
Thank you.